Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Are you having problems with your aircon unit, your air conditioner unit, if you're from the US? Anyway, are you having problems where it's not cooling on the inside? Maybe the fan is blowing, but it's blowing out normal air. Well, maybe today's episode is for you. We're going to teach you how to possibly fix that problem at a very big cost saving to you as a DIY project. Well, let's go ahead and get today's episode started. Now, without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Today's episode, we're going to be talking specifically about the fan. You hear the fan blowing inside your house, but the air that's coming from the air conditioning unit inside your house is just normal air temperature, ambient temperature. It's not actually doing its cooling function. We're going to talk a little bit about what the possible problem could be that's very easy for you to fix. And it has nothing to do with the refrigerant. If it's a refrigerant, that's a different level. Normally you have to have somebody who is in the heating and air conditioning business come out and that are licensed to be able to recharge your system or look for whatever a leak might be in your system. But today's situation is a little bit different. It's something that's easy for you to troubleshoot, and it will be easy for you to fix, and you can save a lot of money on a repair action. Now, we're looking at our head unit for our split air conditioning system right here. This is the system that actually will blow the cool air to you here, and it is actually cooled. The refrigerant is cooled outside in the condenser unit. Now, a good indication that shows that you can actually do some work, if you have warm air or ambient air coming out of your head unit right here, it's normally one of two things. The main things, it could be a refrigerant at low level, but today we're going to troubleshoot something that doesn't have anything to do with refrigerant, and it is something that's really easy for you to fix. So this is a good sign that all the electronics is working properly here on the head unit. So let's go outside to what we think might be the culprit, and that's outside at the condenser unit. Now, here are three of our condenser units that we have for 3 air conditioning heads inside the house. And this unit right here, it was making a lot of noise. That was the symptom. When the fan was turning, and you could kind of see it a little bit through the little grill right here, when it was turning, it was grinding and it was like making lots of bouncing noise, but it was very, very loud. Now we're gonna open up the top, take a look on the inside of the condensing unit out here, because I suspect there's a problem here. So that was the key indicator. We have some kind of an issue with our condensing unit right here. So that tells us pretty much that the fan inside here, the fan motor, we have an issue. So we went inside to do an inspection, and let me go ahead and show you what we ended up doing to fix the problem here and get this system back operational. It's very easy to get into the condenser unit. There's just a cover right here that covers up the front of the fan blade and the top. The top is where you can actually see everything on the inside. There's really not that many components on the inside of a air conditioning unit for the condenser unit on the outside. There's 4 screws that hold the top in. We'll take the 4 screws off and take a look inside. With the condenser unit lid off, the top off, we can see what the inside looks like. We have a fan motor over here, and this is the fan blade itself. I suspect that the problem is here because when I first came out here and checked this, it was making a lot of noise and it was wobbling, and it indicates that there's something wrong with the motor, the fan motor itself. And then it stopped altogether. Then I turned off all the power, and I felt the back of the motor, and it was extremely hot, like it burnt my finger when I touched it. It should not be like that. So there's possibly some coil wires on the inside of the motor that went bad. I don't know, but this is what I suspect is bad inside this unit. And I can save, I believe, quite a bit of money by just replacing the fan motor myself without having to call in a technician. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the old fan motor from the condenser unit. It has some screws up here. We'll remove the cover up here. We'll remove the entire fan assembly, and we'll take a look at the inside of it. I'm going to have to order that, and that's probably going to take a week or two for me able to get the part in. So I can go ahead and do this ahead of time so it'll be ready for the replacement motor. What I decided to do here is go ahead and remove the fan blade from the motor assembly in the back. This will make it a little bit easier for me to get to the wires and detach the actual motor from the mounting frame in the back. You can leave this on if you want to by attaching these and pulling it all out and then detaching this later, but it's just as easy for me to do this right now. Now with the blade off, you can see it's a lot easier to get to the 4 mounting screws here, and on the back of there will be the clip for the electrical connection to the condenser unit itself. Now with the fan motor disconnected from the frame itself, you can see that the wire goes all the way up here and it goes inside, where we'll do a disconnection from inside the electronic components inside here, and we'll completely remove the fan motor assembly from the condenser unit. Now I'm hoping that the problem is with the fan motor itself and not with what Mr. Lizard did inside on the circuit panel assembly. You can see we might have some short circuits inside here. We'll take a look at this. Hopefully that's not what the problem is. I'm going to use this static-free brush to clean up around the component or the lizard. It's one of these things you got to worry about when you live in a place that has lots of reptiles. Now with the motor removed, and this is the connector that goes up underneath the bottom of that circuit board assembly, I can also see it's very difficult to turn this motor. So there's some kind of seizing going up inside. So I'm pretty sure that this motor is bad right here. Now I have the option. I have 3 condenser units out here. I have 3 of them. To validate that this is actually the problem, I could pull the one out of one of these other 2 right here and swap it over here, and if this comes back into operational mode again, then I know that it'll be an easy fix for the one that I replace it from, depending on which one I want to keep operational until the replacement motor comes in. It will validate that this is definitely the only problem and I don't have any problem with the circuit board assembly. I'm still not sure that there's a problem with that, but it's possible, and we can test that out by just swapping out the motor. Well, the part just came in. I ordered this part from Allied Sales and Services, and they're from Muntinlupa City, pretty close to Alabang. Now, when I tried to order the replacement part for this, originally I did some sourcing out, and I looked on Lazada, I looked at other different places around here, but nobody had this specific model or a comparable suitable substitute. But Allied Sales and Service, they actually were able to source it. And they said there was about 28 of these in the country, and they got it to me really quick courier. So if you're looking for parts for your Daikin air conditioning unit, specifically the condenser unit, you might want to give them a call. I'm going to leave a link in today's episode description block if you want to get a hold of them. So let's go ahead and open this up while we're talking about it, and just make sure that this fan motor is something that's a comparable substitute for this one right here. And there we go. You'll see that the part number on the top, this says Delta 68 Charlie-32. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. And this one also says Delta 68 Charlie-32. That's the most important thing, even though these part numbers might be just a little bit different announced, that they have to do with like different components on the actual motor itself. Main thing is the actual part number of the assembly. So let's go ahead and install this. And hopefully that this is the only thing that's wrong, and that lizard didn't do any damage to the controller board. Now back out here at the condenser unit, it's really only 4. There's 4 of these screws that are going to mount the motor through here to the mounting bracket inside here. We'll attach the fan blade to the front with this twin bolt right here, and then we'll route the wire. The wire will go back and attach to the controller board over here. Now everything is reassembled except for the cover for the fan. I'm going to leave that off so we can see what's going on when we apply the power. So we're going to apply the main power here. This main power will apply it both to the condenser unit out here, as well as the head unit on the inside. So I'm going to go turn it on the inside, then we'll come out here and observe to see if the fan motor is actually getting power applied to it. If not, it means we have a problem with the controller board from that darn lizard. Now we're out here and we're going to wait for the fan to hopefully start up after we started the unit on the inside. It normally takes a little while before the condenser unit fan motor will start. Well, there you have it. There you have it. We had an easy fix. What many people would have thought was going to be a very difficult or maybe a very expensive fix. What did we end up paying for this fix? We ended up paying about 10,000 pesos, or about something like $200 for the fan motor itself. We saved a lot of money on the actual repair because we did it ourselves. It was a DIY project. And what did we end up saving? So you would have probably been charged, depending on location, whether it's the Philippines or United States or Canada, or over in Europe somewhere, you probably saved the equivalent to about, I'm going to say maybe 200 to maybe $400 for the service call for them to come out and change out that motor. So anyway, it was big savings for us here. Something very simple, something anybody can do that has a little bit of technical skills and a little bit of electronics and a little bit of mechanical. So there you go. We saved a bunch of money today, and we're happy campers here, and nice, cool campers here at our house at Villa Feliz. Well, that's about it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you really like to get into DIY projects, saving money is a big deal on things like that, then go ahead and try to watch some of our other videos that have to do with DIY. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. Please share. And if you have not subscribed, just click on the little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right-hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed and you'll be notified the next time we upload a new video. So until such time, from right here in the very beautiful Philippines, and sometimes very hot, you have a blessed and wonderful day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.